Is there anybody that comes to mind that may come close to their own version of John Cena, that level of John Cena one day? I can tell you who mine is.
Who's yours?
Austin Theory. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much.
This is TMZ's Inside the Ring.
Welcome to TMZ's Inside the Ring. I'm Branson Quirke.
I'm Roger Corral.
And what a week it is. The anticipation is killing me.
John Cena week.
It's John Cena week. Should be an official federal holiday at this point. I really feel like it should.
It would be better than a lot of other holidays we have.
I'm going to D.C. this weekend, as I've mentioned before. Thursday morning, I leave.
I feel like you're nervous. You should be like, what's happening?
Well, I'm nervous for the flight because I'm a terrified flyer. But everybody tells me it's going to be statistically safer. I'll be okay.
And it's worth it.
Yes. I mean, I'm already getting a little emotional because I was watching a match last night from this year on the farewell tour, and that intro where it says, here with you for the final time.
Yeah,
that part always gets me a little bit because I'm not prepared for it. When it actually happens in front of me, in front of my host, my eyes, I don't know how I'm going to feel.
Latino on me.
I know. Well, I wanted to have someone on today, and it's so last minute. I called him up this morning, and I said, hey, I know you're a busy guy. You got a lot going on. He's a very big content creator. We all know him. Maven.
Love Maven.
Maven Huffman. He actually shared a locker room.
He did.
With John Cena.
In the early years, he got to see John Cena rise to fame. So what better person?
The eras overlapped between them.
Yeah.
And I want to ask him about his feelings for this. He has a big live stream coming out this Saturday. It's a watch along. Everybody's going to be watching the match with him. And it's a big deal. And to have him on, he's a really good storyteller. He's just so well-spoken.
Yeah.
And I every time I have him on, I just want to keep talking to him for so long, but he always has to go. So, Maven, how you doing, man? Welcome to TMZ's Inside the Ring.
Thanks for having me again, guys.
Oh, we love you. We love you so much. You are one of my inspirations. I told my buddies you were coming on again this morning. It was super last minute, and I was so happy that you were able to jump on. I mean, we just want to talk all things John Cena with you. We got the final match this Saturday.
John Cena week.
I am actually going to the match in Washington, D.C. Thank you, WWE, for allowing me to go to this. And I want to hear all of your thoughts. I know you have a watch-along this Saturday with your fans on YouTube. Is this your first watch-along?
It's going to be my second watch-along, but first in about 2 years. And the very first watch-along I did wasn't really even a watch-along. I think I paid attention to the first match, and then I just started running my mouth. This is the first shocking. This is the first time I'm actually scheduling a watch-along, my partner Zach and I, just because something very monumental in wrestling is happening. Whether you like him or dislike him, the career of John Cena is something that doesn't come around often. And John is one of those guys that did it his way. I'm happy for the success he's received, not only in the ring, but out of the ring as well. So out of respect, I'm going to be watching along and offering my commentary and just enjoying the night for what it is with other wrestling fans.
You know what's funny? Do you remember those old WrestleMania videos where everyone's looking at the TV? I feel like this is that this week. This is that moment. Everyone's going to be watching the John Cena fight on Saturday. I'm excited.
Yeah. I'll give you another one. Do you remember? Oh gosh, you guys are. I don't know if you guys are too young. You're too young.
I'm 26.
You're too young. Like with all due respect on that.
What year you won Tough Enough? Yeah.
In 1998,
that's not even that long.
In Major League Baseball, there was the home run race. And I remember, because I'm sorry if you hear my dogs are.
That's okay.
They're yelling.
No,
they're maniacs.
They're excited for John Cena.
Look at these. Yeah, they're imitating Cena. They're imitating Cena and Gunther.
They're going to be at the watch along.
In 1998, Major League Baseball had the home run chase between Sosa and McGuire, and it was truly can't miss television. People would stop. I remember being in bars and whatever, and one of these guys would come up to bat, and they would cut in to watch their at-bat on different channels. I feel like this Saturday is going to be similar.
Absolutely.
I agree.
And I know people have their opinions and everybody wants to predict things. I think we're in a more, like we just spoke about this with Hornswoggle, about how we're in this era where people didn't used to try to predict everything, try to like break every little thing down, look at it more than it is. Yeah.
Who would do that?
That's what we've done that here. So we've all done that.
That was like 2 weeks ago.
But
idiots.
But John Cena, he's facing Gunther, and I know this was a big prediction for a while. I want to hear your thoughts about going into this match on Saturday. Do you think it's going to be just a clean match, John Cena versus Gunther 1, 2, 3, or do you think that this match needs to have interferences? Does it need to have a bunch of different elements to it?
Ooh.
Well, all right. I'm going to make a prediction. It will have interferences. I have a feeling this is going to be the type of match where they insert a lot of different characters, a lot of people they're going to want to live in infamy. They're going to want to live forever. They're going to want to be remembered for Cena's last match. And, what a better time to put other characters over. What a better time to give other people a little bit of a stage, a little bit of a rub. If it's just Cena and Gunther the whole match, I will be shocked. Just because I know how professional wrestling is written, and I know how it's constantly when you can celebrate the career of one person, it's wasted if you're not doing it to help your future stars. That's my opinion. I think, and I know some people were upset that Gunther was the choice, but I think it's a perfect choice. I think they picked a professional. They picked someone that can work, and they picked someone that the fans are going to be able to believe. I like the choice. That said, there will be interferences. I'm saying it here.
I totally agree. I mean, I think that the decision is great. I love Gunther. I think he's a future world champion, of course. I will say there's this masked assailant that has. Have you been watching? Did you watch Survivor Series?
Not a bit. Not a second.
Well, I'll tell you what happened. So
Not a second.
So there's this masked assailant that showed up at Survivor Series, and he cost CM Punk the match. Now, we thought he'd be revealed that night at Survivor Series. He's in all black with a hood and a mask and everything. Mm-hmm. He came up on Raw again last night, disappeared, didn't reveal.
Yeah.
This is a little different than what we usually see. They're really riding this out with this masked assailant.
Yeah.
Now, do you think that this masked assailant should show up during John Cena's final match, or should he stay away?
It'd be a waste if he didn't. It'd be a waste. It'd be an absolute waste if they did not utilize. If obviously this is the storyline arc that you're taking the show forward with. If he was important enough to show up at your last major pay-per-view, and then a week later at Raw, obviously, I would. If I was in the writing team, I would definitely have him show up.
Do you think that there's a best way? Because you were around probably during so many of these big surprises, reveals, mass reveals, and everything. What do you think is the best way for someone like this to reveal themselves that the story is just in its strongest?
Here's the trick with it. You have to give Cena his flowers. You have to let Cena hear it from the crowd. You just have to pay pay respect to a 20+ year career. But Cena's also a businessman, and he knows a lot of what he's earned in life is because of the WWE. So I think Cena will do business. And by that, I think he'll get his flowers, he'll get the crowd, he'll get the pop and everything. But then if you have the masked man come in, and depending on who it is or what story arc you're going to carry it forth, either he unmasks himself to be an ally of John, or leave the crowd stunned and leave the crowd angry if on Cena's night he leaves Cena laying after he gets his flowers. Like that, to me, that's what I love about professional wrestling. when you can have, it goes back to the Macho Man wedding, and then chaos ensues. That's what's great about wrestling.
Yeah.
And, on the night when we're celebrating a, Mount Rushmore character, the last image we see of him, if it's laying in the middle of the ring and somebody debat, that's just good. To me, man, that's compelling.
I think that's both. To me, it doesn't really matter who wins, Gunther or Cena. Both.
You really think that's true?
I do, because Gunther, he wins great. He won over John Cena. Yeah. Cena pins Gunther. Then it's the same effect because he was still in the final match. I think at this point, it's just him just being in it, right?
Let me offer a slight tiny bit of pushback. I think it does matter. I think Gunther has to win.
You think Cena has to lose his final match?
Absolutely.
Wow.
I mean, he should. He should. He should lose it, go raise Gunther's hand. It's just passing the torch. It's literally just doing business. And it's hard. Most wrestlers don't want to do it because we have this belief in actually our gimmick is who we are. It's professional wrestling.
If there was a Maven farewell tour, wrestling. Would you allow yourself to be pinned in the end?
We're having one at the VFW next week. No, I'm kidding. I would let anything happen in the professional wrestling ring. I pinned Scott Steiner. There's no part of me that thinks I beat Scott Steiner in a fight. Like, none.
You also eliminated Undertaker, too.
Bingo. I have a pinfall victory against The Undertaker.
That is wild. That is wild. That is
and Batista.
You have one over Batista?
Yes.
So when you go watch Guardians of the Galaxy, you're like, I pinned that guy.
Yeah. Yeah. Take that, Drax. Yeah. Take that, Drax.
That's amazing.
But it's professional wrestling. There's nothing I wouldn't do for the art and for good storytelling. Like there's times in wrestling when the audience is so shocked and so stunned, it changes the business. I would love to be a part of that. And if that meant losing, absolutely. I wish I mattered enough during my run to be involved in storyline arcs like that.
So John Cena, it was just announced today that he is signing an ambassador deal for the next 5 years with the WWE. So he specifically said that he wants to be an employee of WWE and still be a part of the long term with them. Now, do you believe, because we've seen The Rock go away, he came back 10 years later, hosted WrestleMania 27. Can you see John Cena doing that? Because personally, I feel like John Cena says he's done. And I don't think he's going to come back in that sense that The Rock did.
I don't see him coming back in ring. I see him constantly for the next 20, 30 years being a part of the WWE. He's too big of a name and he's mattered too much. I mean, John Cena is the face of a generation. That said, he probably has a little bit more wear and tear on his body than Rocky had. Rocky was, and again, correct me my math, but I would say Rocky spent about a good solid 7 years in the ring, day in, day out. Whereas John's been doing this since the early 2000s. I mean, for 25 years, his body, I guarantee you, it's beat to hell. And the way I know that is my body's beat to hell, and I have about a fifth of the amount of bumps that John has.
Wow.
So I see him never leaving the WWE, and an ambassadorship, just a role it's so great. It's a perfect fit. John speaks well. He presents himself well, and he's just mainstream. I saw him on Jimmy Kimmel, seen him on Fallon. I've seen him on Good Morning America. You've seen him everywhere, and he always represents the company well. I don't see them ever fully getting rid of that. And he's an A-list actor. Like, if you could build the perfect wrestler in a lab, it would be John Cena, because he's so good at so many different things.
It's funny. We've heard a lot of people say that. I don't know if you ever shared a locker room with John Cena. I know you guys were both on the Raw brand. I know he went to the Raw brand, I believe, in 2005. Because could you tell that John Cena was going to be a major superstar right off the bat? Because, it did take about a year or so before he kind of really started to make an impact. And a lot of people say, like, the minute that he started getting some personality, getting some airtime, they knew he would be a main eventer. Did you feel the same way?
Yeah, well, and for those that remember the developmental territories in the early 2000s, when I got to HWA, Heartland Wrestling, we would split time with OVW, and that's where we would travel. It was a 2-hour trip from Cincinnati to Louisville. And that at that point, OVW had Shelton Benjamin, Randy Orton, Batista, Brock, Cena. They had what would become the WWE over the next decade and a half. And we had a hell of a group at HWA too. I mean, Jamie Noble, Rosie and Jamal, 3-Minute Warning, Charlie Haas. We had, and I'm putting me in that list just because I was there. But at this point, we had guys in developmental that would later become household names. And even then, everyone knew. There were a few people that everyone knew were can't-miss stars. Randy Orton. Randy, you knew he was going to do something. Yeah. Obviously, Brock and Batista, just because you physically don't walk Earth and see two guys that look like that ever. I remember seeing Dave Batista for the first time and thinking, I've never seen a human being this big, this ripped, and good looking like this.
He's a good looking guy.
Yeah. And then
he was massive.
He was 315 and shredded. Yeah. That's ultimate security in your manhood when you can admit another man's good looking. And then there was Cena. And John, another good looking guy. Cena was just as built as any human being you've ever seen, but he could speak and he could eviscerate people on the microphone. At that point, you see that and you're like, okay, they're going to do something with this. I didn't have on my bingo card a white rapper gimmick, but that's why I'm not writing the damn show. But yeah, we knew, everybody knew. And I would like to think that I was about 5 for 5 with the people I saw and said, okay, they're stars. And John was definitely on that list.
This is the first big mainstream farewell tour in the WWE. Now, this might start something. Hornswoggle said it. He said that everybody deserves a form of a farewell tour. If there was one talent in your mind, he's very optimistic.
Deserves doing a lot of work in that sense.
Well, he said a form of, which could mean like one match.
It doesn't have to be a whole year.
It doesn't have to be a whole year. Yeah. But someone in your head, who's the next guy that deserves a Seth Rollins?
Absolutely. Seth will get exactly what's seen. Seth, like low key is one of the best guys to ever wrestle. And we don't fully appreciate how great he is because he's still in his greatness.
Yeah.
Cena hasn't been great for years. He's on the tail end of an amazing career, but he's limited physically because of what he's given the business. Seth is still at his peak. He's still at his apex. And Denzel Washington told me one time not to name drop.
Okay, whoa. No,
I'm kidding.
Wait, you talked to Denzel Washington once?
You didn't get the joke.
Oh, sorry.
I said Denzel Washington told me not to name drop.
Is that a movie?
Yeah, you freaked us out there for a bit, dude.
I just watched the Book of Eli, so I'm right there with you. I don't know.
No, Seth. Yeah, and I speak to other wrestlers, and other wrestlers respect Seth. Other wrestlers think Seth is an upper echelon talent. Like he'll get anything he wants. I know Batista said that he wouldn't want what John has. I personally wouldn't want it either.
Huh.
So
interesting.
Yeah.
So, as a kid, I grew up in the Super Cena era. That was my era. I started watching WWE in 2009. So I was technically a part of that kid section of the arena that everybody got super upset about when they would hear us going, let's go Cena.
Yeah.
Now, man, it's like, man, a guy who has had a polarizing reaction from the crowd for years and still came out as the biggest superstar in the company. It's a very interesting thing.
Yeah.
How do you think John Cena was able to thrive past just being so polarizing?
Because John knew the magic behind professional wrestling, which is it's okay to be loved. It's okay to be hated. It's when nothing happens. It's when when people just don't care. That's the place. That's the kiss of death in wrestling that you don't want to be. You don't want to be relegated to obscurity. And John never was. Whether you loved him, whether the smart marks hated him, they cared. And I guarantee you that the wrestler in John, he loved hearing those boos just as much as he enjoyed hearing the cheers, because he was emitting and eliciting a reaction from the fans. That is when you have him in the palm of your hand. I think the best to ever do that is Stone Cold. And, Stone Cold got to a status where I don't think any other wrestler has gotten, and that is he can't be a heel. He can't be a bad guy. He can do anything, and the fans will eat it up. They'll love it. But now, second on that list is when you can get everybody to react to you, whether it be cheers or boos.
It's very interesting.
It's true, because I feel like when you came in, that's when most of his memorable big matches started occurring. That's when we finally got the dream match against The Rock. That's when we got the CM Punk feud. Is there a feud that you feel like defines John Cena's career?
He had so many. I mean, he really had so many. I just go back to that early, very first match where we saw him going up against Kurt Angle. Kurt Angle's another one who, I don't think people realize how good Kurt Angle was. Kurt Angle might be the best to ever do it.
Yeah.
Because he was good at everything. And I still remember that first night seeing John out there and, him ruthless aggression.
It's iconic.
And it is. And to see what he has done with that career, I'd be lying to say I'm not envious of it. Of course I am. I'm a human being. Hold up. Yeah, I'm human. I'm envious of what he's done, but I'm also able to put that envy aside and just be proud and happy that I was able to not only share a locker room, but hey, in a battle royal, we shared a ring together. And although I never got to face John has meant more or as much to professional wrestling as anyone.
I'm just wondering, do you have him on your Mount Rushmore?
He's not on my Mount Rushmore,
okay.
but here's the reason. Everybody on my Mount Rushmore they're not wrestling anymore. So, yeah. Do you want to hear my Mount Rushmore real quick?
I do.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. Okay. I put a controversial pick on it too. So I like Hogan. Wrestling's not what it is without Hogan. I'm sorry. Like, if you don't want to argue that with me, I don't have time for you. It's just not. Yeah. So you got Hogan. I put Taker on my Mount Rushmore. Reason being, 30 years with one company, and there was no one better at putting other guys over, at making stars out of other people, myself included. I have a career because of The Undertaker. Third on my list for me, it was between The Rock or Stone Cold. I edged out I put Stone Cold. He edged out The Rock simply because during my time, I would go underneath where the Titantron was, and I would listen to the audience reaction. And those two guys got the biggest pop. Austin's was a little bit higher. And everywhere we went, it was just a little bit higher. And I think if you poll wrestling fans, 98% of the people would say they like The Rock. 100% will say they like Stone Cold.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So he got that. And fourth on my Mount Rushmore, Vince McMahon.
Wow.
What are we doing?
I mean, John Cena just talked about this. You can't deny what he did for the business.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he took the territories and turned it into something that is mainstream, something that's traded on NASDAQ, something that everybody gathers around a TV for weekly.
Yeah.
And like I said, I might not agree with all of his, out of the ring antics, but no one can deny what he meant to the business of professional wrestling.
Yeah, John Cena just said it on Joe Rogan that it's okay to keep someone accountable for their actions while also appreciating what they have done.
Yeah.
So very well 100%. Said. I know you got to go, but I got one more question for you, and this is might be a tough question. It's very hard to answer. Very, very hard
8
to
inches.
answer. Oh, wow. Wow. I did not expect that. He always surprises us at the end of these interviews. Maven, tell me, I know that no one will ever be like John. There won't be another John Cena ever again. But is there anybody that comes to mind that may come close to their own version of John Cena, that level of John Cena one day? I can tell you who mine is, and I'll tell you after.
I'm looking forward to the career of Braun. I think Braun blends a bit of athleticism that we just have not seen. And just intrigue. Whenever I see a one-of-one person, and Braun's a one-of-one, again, God does not make many people like Braun Breaker. That sprinting down the ramp, diving, spearing, and then flipping over. I was just like, my mind was blown. I'm looking forward to seeing where his career takes him. I saw him representing the company well too. And I bring that up so much because nowadays it's so important. You can't have a mega John Cena level star if you can't put these guys out in mainstream and ask them to push our pay-per-view, push our PLE, push our show we have coming up. And they're going to do a good job. That they're going to be well-spoken. Ron does that. It actually shocked me when I saw him. I saw him on ESPN back a few months ago. And I was like, again, it's not that I was not expecting much out of him, but I wasn't expecting much out of him. And I left being like, holy cow. Like he's somehow the best of Rick and Scott and even improved. So he's the one that I'm eagerly looking forward to. Asking if anyone's gonna fill the jorts, the jean shorts of John Cena. That's a tall task, but I'm definitely looking forward to the career of Braun.
Wow. Amazing. Okay, let's quickly say ours.
Who's yours?
Austin Theory. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you very much. That's my out. That's my George Costanza. Thank you, everybody.
Yeah, leave it on a high note.
Yeah.
That's why you're leaving, dude?
What's the joke? It's like, you know what? The jerk store called and they ran out of you.
They ran out of you.
It's like,
that's cute.
Jerk store is the line.
Yeah.
Jerk store is the line.
That's the line. It's jerk store.
That's great.
Just
That's
tell
great.
him,
Roger.
tell him you slept with his wife.
Yeah, right. Well, I slept with your wife. that was a crazy episode.
You're going to go with that? This. Are you sticking to that?
I'm going to stick to that. I'm not going to explain it because Maven has to go before the next episode.
Can I give, my guy, he's used to me being late. Can I give you one more?
Yeah.
Can I give you one more?
Yeah, for sure.
And this is going to be contingent on him going to the WWE.
Oh.
MJF.
Okay.
MJF.
Oh. But like,
MJF's
can you
my
see
favorite
him
wrestler.
as a baby face?
No, God, no. But that's the beauty of him. He's a heel that we haven't seen since the 1970s. He's a heel that would get chased to the parking lot after shows because he pisses that many people off. The best moment of my wrestling career, it was a small show before Christmas back in 2006 or 7 in North Carolina. I was cutting a promo and start cutting a promo on this guy, and he attacked the barricade. And R-Truth, I was tagging against R-Truth, I had to jump out of the ring and like literally stop the guy from coming over and wanting to kill me. Like that's how pissed off I made him.
Wow.
And at that point, I knew I did my job. Now,
he felt good,
afterwards, the people, they told me, they were like, get out of here. They're like, you managed just the craziest sumbitch in town off. I was like, well, I'll just go apologize to him, tell him it's a part of the show. They were like, nah, that ain't gonna work. He's really mad. So MJF can do that, but he can do it on a wide scale. Now, I don't know. I think his loyalty to Tony Khan at this point is pretty concrete. But if 49 years on Earth has taught me one thing, money wins.
Wow.
Yeah.
And we will see. I think he is next level. He stops me in my tracks to listen to him and to watch him.
That's
so
great. Wow.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah,
Roger,
real quick. Do you think John Cena goes into the Hall of Fame this year?
Yes. Yeah. He's a one of one. He's different. Yeah. What's the holdup? What would be the holdup?
I think he
didn't want to.
They haven't revealed everybody yet. I think it'd be perfect timing. I think it'd be weird to wait.
Oh, you think so?
Yeah.
What are you waiting on?
Yeah. Why?
Yeah, you're right.
What would they be waiting?
Wait. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, thank you, Maven.
It would just depend on if John wants to take some much needed R&R and maybe go sit on a deserted island for 2 or 3 months. Which, if he wants to do that, he's earned.
That guy's gonna go straight to work.
But I think
that guy's gonna keep working.
Yeah. I don't think he's 90% grind, 10% sleep. I literally don't think he takes time off. I think his mind, and I don't think his mind ever shuts down. I think he's just one of those creative figures that always has to be creating. And yeah,
I would love just to see like kind of how Mark Wahlberg has a show on HBO. It's called Wall Street, where a camera crew follows him around day to day.
That would be so
love
cool.
to see John Cena's day to day.
Yeah,
that would be.
I mean, we got it in Total Divas a little bit.
I think you just pitched, and evidently Netflix is about to own the world.
Oh, we were gonna.
So I'm sure they're gonna. I'm sure that's a show for them.
The last pitch we threw, Maven went ahead and.
Oh, right. When we talked about the Jey Uso match, you made the video a few days later. We saw it.
Yeah.
Where's our mention? Where's our mention? I'm just kidding. No.
Next time, guys.
Next time. All right, Maven.
Next time.
Thank you so much. We'll all be watching. Make sure everybody goes to the watch along this Saturday on Maven Huffman's YouTube channel.
Yeah.
You know where to find him. He's all over. Thank you, Maven.
Yeah, anytime you need me. Just
Absolutely.
text me. I'm here.
Thank
you,
Sweet.
guys.